So people, here we are with my first Lord of the Rings strategy battle game setup. I'm playing the first episode in the Lord of the Rings campaign. It's called The Hunt Begins. Now the idea of this particular episode is that we have 3 ring wraiths, one of whom is, and he's in the center, right there. I'm going to zoom in a little. The Witch King of Angmar and 2 of his friends are trying to break into the Shire, looking for the ring. And we have 9 Dunedain rangers who are trying to intercept them and destroy them. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be an easy scenario. This is the first scenario I've ever played, and even just setting it up was kind of a challenge. So the reason why they look a little bit odd in the setup, or maybe not so much, is because you've got a setup zone which is 28 centimeters by 28 centimeters, and each model needs to be 8 centimeters away from any other model. And the deployment zone for evil is on the eastern board edge. This is a 4x4 board, so 48 inch by 48 inch, which is 120 by 120. And they need to move all across the whole area to the western board edge, which is basically here. And they need to get 2 models across to win. Now, the ring wraiths have their basic stats from the rulebook. They have no particularly interesting stats. We have 9 Dunedain. They have bows and they have swords. And of course, the ring wraiths can do magic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this through. I will probably switch on the camera every so often, but I'm not going to film the whole thing because I think this will probably take me hours to figure out. So basically you have the move phase and you have the magic, and the magic phase is within the move phase, of course, and then you've got the ranged combat. You also have to take care of line of sight. So just as an example, here, this guy cannot really see the ring wraith behind that outcrop. So line of sight blocks this. So for example, he doesn't even know that there is a model over there. He can only see this one over here. And that guy over there, the ring wraith, is also completely covered by these trees, so these guys don't see him. This guy doesn't have line of sight to the ring wraith either, and this guy doesn't either. Well, this guy actually can see him. So if now evil had the first, had took priority and moved first, then, and if this ring wraith moved along here, then he would probably move into line of sight of all of the other rangers. But at the moment, if it was the good side's turn, the guys in the front row could only access the Witch King. So this is going to be very interesting. This is the first time that I'm playing such a game, a miniatures game, that I'm playing. Well, it's actually not true. I did play one before, which was battle mech thingamabob stuff, which was which really put me off miniature gaming. So we'll see how this works. I will also do an intro where I will actually tell the story that lies behind the scenario, because the reason why I'm playing this game rather than other games is, or have decided to start playing miniatures games using this game, is because I believe in storytelling as part of this of the gaming experience, and this tells a story. So I'll talk to you soon. So here we are back again on turn 2. Nothing really exciting happened on the first turn because the models were too far apart to do anything except black darting. So the Witch King tried to black dart one of the rangers and failed miserably. The rangers in turn tried to shoot the Witch King, which didn't work. I mean, 2 hit, but you know, he's got strength 8 and the bow has a strength 2, so you know, that's not going to work. So this turn again, he basically tried to black dart one of them, which didn't work. Then he charged 1 model and 2 rangers passed their courage tests and charged him as well. So now he's 3 against 1. The other 2 have not really been doing anything except moving, because one thing about those wraiths is that if they run out of will, they evaporate, they dissipate, they leave. And of course they need to cross the plane to make it to the board edge. So the Rangers are now trying to intercept them, because shooting at them isn't actually going to work, I'm afraid. And also, every time a Ranger dies, I can actually bring him in on the next turn on a roll of a 6. So in theory, I might actually be able to, if these guys were, if the ring wraiths were to engage in battle or use up all their will casting spells, they might not make it to the other board edge. So these ones here are going to leg it as much as possible, and I'm just going to try and charge them, which of course, considering that they cause terror and are harbingers of evil, which means any courage test is reduced by 1, is going to be difficult, but we'll see what we can do. So here's another one, hiding behind the trees. So these 3 are trying to get across to the other one, and these 3 are going to try and get across to this one over there, and the Witch King is now charged, and we can now, evil has priority, so we will see how this works now. We're going to do a fight test. So I've got 1, 2, 3 blue dice, and the Witch King has fight 5, and he has 1 attack. So we roll 3 dice for the Dunedain and 1 for the Witch King, and the Dunedain take it on a 6. So let's see if they can do any damage. We have rolled a 5 and a 4 and a 2. So they have strength 4 and defense 8. Let's see, strength 4, defense 8. Let's look at this chart. Strength 4, defense 8. You need 6s. So no hit there. But since this was a fight in which the Witch King was engaged, he loses 1 will. So now he's down to 7 will. Basically, actually, I should have moved them out of base contact because he's not trapped. So 1 inch. And that's the end of this phase. Now let's see who's going to get priority next turn. White is good and black is evil. And white have priority on a 5. Okay, talk to you soon. The second ring wraith just died. Again, good won the combat, and he just died because they rolled a 6 again. And over here, although evil won the combat, it was actually not really helpful, because then on the actual fight roll, and they've got 1 attack, they rolled a 2, which is not enough for strength 4 against defense 4. So, yeah, that's really interesting. So let's see what happens on the next turn. Let's see who gets priority. And it's a 5 against a 4 for evil, so evil gets priority. So, and here we are back, and the last ring wraith just lost its last point of will. Actually, the game would have been over when I killed the second ring wraith, simply because you have to get 2 models over from the western from the eastern to the western board edge and have it exit there to actually win the game as the evil player. But this last one was again engaged in a battle, and at the end of each fight phase they actually lose a will point. So this one's will is now gone as well. So good one. I lost one model, one good model, but I couldn't bring it back on because I simply never rolled a 6. But that's fine too. I could have used the Cry of the Nazgul, which I didn't, which would have decreased, and once per game it would have decreased the carriage of all models, of all opposing models or good models, I don't know, by 3, which I didn't do, so that might have helped as well when I was trying to charge. So again, this is something that needs to be replayed, but I have to say I'm very impressed, and I will be talking about why I'm impressed in a different video. I will do a sit down, but this is my first ever game of the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game, and I am super excited, guys. So I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.